Mr. Ambassador, does it have an impact over here? Does it have an impact on President Trump's proposed travel ban or any other measures he might want to take?
Well, I think it should, especially as he considers the recommendations coming from the Pentagon to step up the pace and perhaps change the strategy in going after ISIS and its so-called caliphate in Syria and Iraq, because I think this attack in London was quite likely one of the responses that people have been expecting as we close the noose around ISIS through conventional warfare in the Middle East, that they would step up the pace and the scope of their terrorist attacks in Europe and the United States. And this could be, well, one of the early signs of that. So it's important not only for the immigration issues. Obviously, this terrorist, the one killed in the attack 2 days ago, was born in the United Kingdom. And it just shows the threat when we don't have a functioning melting pot in the United States for immigrants, that the threat can come from a terrorist born in this country as well as an immigrant.
Mr. Ambassador, there are intelligence reports that the North Koreans are gearing up for another nuclear test, possibly within the next month. What do you think our response should be?
Well, I think it's very clear that North Korea is, as our own U.S. commander of our forces in South Korea said, very close. After 5, this would be the 6th nuclear test by North Korea, to having the capability to take their devices, miniaturize them, put them under the nose cone of an intercontinental ballistic missile, and drop them on targets on the American West Coast. And they say that's very near. Some experts define very near to mean 2018. So this threat is real. It's real as a threat not only from North Korea, but I would say also from Iran, given their close cooperation on ballistic missile and quite likely nuclear as well. What North Korea can do one day, Iran will be able to do the day after via wire transfer to Pyongyang.
So will we have a stronger military response to this?
Well, I think we've got to consider a military response. It's unfortunate, to say the least, that we're in the middle of a constitutional crisis in South Korea. I think the only real long-term answer here is to reunify the Korean Peninsula, to convince China that their own safety is better served by getting rid of this erratic, irrational regime in North Korea. That would not be easy to negotiate. But if we don't start on that soon, we should have started on it 10 years ago, but if we don't start soon, we may be faced with unpleasant military options and real risks for South Korea because of the threat posed to America.
Okay, we got it. Thanks very much, Mr. Ambassador. John Bolton. Thank you, sir.